In this episode, we're going to talk about some Disney news and my wish list for the D23 Expo. This is Ponto Express. Hello. How are you? Welcome to Ponto Express in English. This is our second episode. I'm your host, Carlos Silva. I'm talking with you all the way here from Aventura, South Florida. And I like to start just remember everybody that I'm not a influencer. I'm not a content creator. I'm not a vlogger. I'm not a blogger. I'm a promoter of experiences. I like to enhance and to give all the information for you to have an amazing experience in Miami, in South Florida, in Orlando, and mainly in Disney. I'm a really hard Disney fan, and that's what I like to promote and to talk about, okay? The way that I do that is through my social media work, mostly in Portuguese. I have to warn you that, but there's always a way to translate, and always the videos that are not with any language, is mostly videos and songs. But the way that I do that is throughout my Instagram accounts. I have Ponto Miami, that is for South Florida, and Porto Orlando, Central Florida. This is for Instagram. I have the same profiles in Facebook, and also my websites, pontomiami.com and pontoorlando.com. Okay, as I warned you before, those are mainly in Portuguese, but I'll be more than happy if you contact me. If you have any doubt, I can help you with the translation. And yes, with these live shows, well, not live, but the live show that I do every Tuesday in Portuguese. What I started to do last week is to make a pocket version, express version in English for all my English speaking friends here from US, Canada, UK, and I really appreciate all the support that I received last week. That it was a last minute idea, but it was surprising. Thank you very much, and I will start asking everybody to give the thumbs up, to press the like button, and to also to follow me in YouTube, and to click on the little bell there, so you're gonna receive a warning for every single time that I'm publishing a new video or I'm coming up live. The Ponto Express in English will be always in a specific playlist with the English content. Okay. So let's move ahead and let's go to the news. These are the Ponto news, and we only have 3 news from Disney. Let's start with something that it's brand new and fresh from Disney Cruise Line. They changed their COVID policy. Now, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't need to go through to bring any tests, or to present any tests, or even to go through that screening, that test that they used to do before you embark. There was I did that on February, and it was always, you feel like kind of weird because they give you the sensation they're not so sure that you're going to embark until the moment that you have the negative test. But now, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't need to show that, okay? And this is going to be implemented starting on September 23rd for the Dream, the Fantasy, and the Wish. And for Disney Magic, because Disney Magic is doing all the European routes now, Disney Magic will start with that on I think it's November 7th, but it's for November, okay? Well, the other piece of news, and everybody is trying to get to to know about is about Tron, Lightcycle Run. Tron is starting to conduct tests. There are hourly tests. And now it's pretty easy for people to spot the tests and to see the roller coaster trains testing there. But there's something also important is that some people already report and seen live tests. Was what I mean. It's with real people, not with the dummies, because sometimes they test it with dummies, but then with real people. And it's good news. It's good news. As fast as they're moving, probably there's a chance that we're gonna have a confirmation on dates pretty soon. But the idea is that probably by November or December, we already have Tron operating in Magic Kingdom. Let's see. Let's hope. The other thing I like to talk about is that something that we're going to discuss later on the show, but it's about D23. Remember that I will be there and I'll be making some live shows and even some exclusive content for Ponto Express in English for this playlist. But if you're not going to be able to be there to enjoy the trade show and the fair and the expo, the good thing is that you're going to have most of the panels, and particularly the main ones, the Disney Legends and the Park Experience panels and the movie panels, they're going to be broadcasted live. You can go to the D23.com page and you're going to have the information about the live streams of this event. So for some reason you're not going to be able to be there, you're going to be able at least to get the news directly from the source, okay? But I'm going to be commenting and I'm going to be showing. Don't forget to follow me in Instagram, okay? Let me bring my Instagram account again here for you. So because I'm going to be doing several stories there. So with Ponto Orlando, you're going to be able to see several stories about the expo itself, and even, meeting friends there. I'm going to be with our friend Jason Canapel, along with that, with Eric and Orlando from Conexión Florida. They're all going to be there. The main reason for me to be in D23 actually is the opportunity to be with my friends there and also to enjoy it and to experience the parks in California. Okay, but talking about D23, let's go to our Ponto a Ponto talk. The whole point of discussion today, that is going to be D23. Let's go. This is our Ponto a Ponto talk, and we're going to talk about D23 Expo. It's going to be happening on September 9th, 10th, and 11th. As I told you, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be presenting some content from there. The idea here, I don't want to call my predictions. I'm trying to be as humble as possible. No, I don't have enough knowledge or inside information to predict something. I'm gonna try to use some common sense and from what I've heard from other media outlets. And what I would like to do is gonna give you, it's like a wish list, but there's some things there I don't wish. But so it is predictions, but I'm trying to use the name wish list because I think it's much more humble. But the idea is to share with you things that I think that could be possible. And I think that the D23 this year is going to be pretty intense. There's very good numbers from the parks, and the parks are showing that they are very important for Disney as a company in terms of source of revenues and source of profits. And I think that some love and reinvestment back to the parks is required. So, and there's something else, particularly when you talk about Orlando. There's something looming on the horizon, and they have to think about, because in 2025 you have the Epic Universe starting operations there. And although I don't think it's going to be something that will affect Disney totally directly, I think that Epic Universes will be something that will affect, first it will affect the other Universal parks, but I think that Disney needs to be ready for that, and that's why I think that we're gonna hear some announcements, and they're gonna come up with something, because in the way that Disney developed the new attractions or the new things, it's taking much more time than the usual. So I think that any response for Epic Universe, the biggest chances that we're gonna see announce this D23 than any other one. So because the other D23 will be actually 2024, so it's too close to the start of the Epic Universe. So I think we're gonna hear a lot of this. So the idea here is that I would like to bring, I will only talk about Orlando, although I think that we're gonna hear a lot of news about Disneyland in California, Disneyland Paris. I think they're coming up with some good news from those parts, but I will focus in Florida and I will focus in Walt Disney World. And the idea is that I will bring three kinds of wishes or guesses, and you're gonna see three different colors. One is a dark blue, navy. That is those things that I think they're are pretty easy to predict. That is almost certain that they're gonna announce. There is a second one is in light blue, which are things that make sense. And I will put the third category is in red. Though it will be those wishes that are totally crazy. Okay, but I like to share those crazy stuff too. So let's start with Magic Kingdom. Okay, so what I think is pretty easy to have an announcement is that yes, Tron Lightcycle run will have a date announced. I think they're ready to do that. And also about Tiana's Bayou Adventure, it's not that they're gonna give us a date. Probably they're gonna give a date for the closing of Splash Mountain to start the refurbishment, but I think that they're gonna give us much more details in terms of showing concept art or showing what they're gonna do in terms of animatronics, things that some gimmicks they usually do and they use in D23. I think we're gonna have much more details from that attraction and that development. Okay, so these are the two things that I think that are pretty easy to hear on D23 for Magic Kingdom. Let's go to the next category that is something that could make sense, but is not so sure, probable. Something regarding New Tomorrowland, and that's something that probably is going to come up easier for Disneyland California, but even in Florida, I think that there's some developments and some empty spaces that we could hear that something new is coming up. Okay, for instance, all the space that they used to have for the Stitch Encounter and Adventure, I think that must be plans there. And even for Space Mountain. And the reason I'm saying Space Mountain is because Space Mountain is one of the attractions that is coming to close to its limits in terms of refurbishment. It needs some serious refurbishment in the tracks, in the attraction, and they will need to do that soon. And I think they will take the opportunity to revamp. There's some other attractions that are in the same category, and I will talk about, but they could take the opportunity now to revamp and to do something different. You never know. Buzz Lightyear for Space Mountain, there's some talks about that, some other ideas that would be great. Okay, let's go to the craziest things that I think it could come to Magic Kingdom. It could not, but I wish. And the crazy thing about Magic Kingdom is not that that's the only one that I don't wish. But there were rumors, and there were talks about Tom Sawyer Island. And what about that? It is an amazing real estate in that park. Okay, the opportunities of developing something new there are great because it's huge. Would I like that? No, I will suffer a lot. But the way that Disney is expanding in terms of theme parks is not building up new theme parks, but expanding with new lands. And if you want to find a better place for a new land in Magic Kingdom, would be that area. So it makes sense. It's not that I like or approve, but that's why I say it's too crazy, because there will be so much of reaction for a lot of people. But this is prime real estate. Okay, so we need to be prepared to ideas that could come up in that area. I would explore, if I were them, I would explore that too. So let's see. So that was for Magic Kingdom. Let's go for Epcot. And Epcot, let's start with the easy ones. Whoa, I'm bringing this one, Epcot here. Journey of Water inspired by Moana. They probably come up with a date that would be done and ready. Which I think it should be the beginning of 2023. And even the event pavilion. Well, they can ask, what is the event pavilion? Is this that pavilion now that it used to be the island in the sky, the double deck observatory thing that they changed now for a different one, and with an amphitheater. And I think that's probably they're gonna come up with some news in terms of date. Okay. Let's go to the second category, which is the ones that make sense. Spaceship Earth overlay and the Play Pavilion. Both are things that were already announced before in the previous D23, and that were lost in the plans and the investment and the capital investment retentions that happened during COVID. Spaceship Earth is another example of a ride that requires some updates pretty soon. Require track updates, and it's something that is serious. They need to consider it seriously, and that's another opportunity to bring an overlay. They already thought about an overlay, so bringing the whole idea of bringing the concept of storytelling, the story of storytelling. Throughout the human journey. I think it's great, and I was expecting that. I was really anxious about that when they announced last D23, and there's chances that they reaffirm the allowance and say, no, we're gonna do that. Let's see. And Play Pavilion is something also that they have all that prime real estate there, and it was supposed to be built in the Wonders of Life Pavilion that is totally, I would not say abandoned, but it's not being used. So yes, I think there's a good chance that there's at least common sense to wish for that announcement. Okay, let's go to something totally crazy, and I love the idea. There are two things that we could see there, we could hear. A Colombia Pavilion. Due to all the success and all the smash hit that it was Encanto, there are several rumors about Encanto attraction being developed, and the whole idea to bring in a Colombian pavilion in World Showcase would be amazing. I would love that. So you never know. Let's hope that. It is crazy, yeah, but and it's been a long time, more than 36 years, 34, 36 years that we don't have anything new in terms of pavilions in World Showcase, in terms of new pavilions. Let's hope that happen. And the last thing is about Journey into Imagination. It's another pavilion that requires some love, and from what we saw with the Figment popcorn bucket, the whole the whole positive reaction with that, I'm still betting that if anything new comes from Journey into Imagination, will be with Figment, because Figment is proved to be a valuable IP. That is the things that I have for the things that I have for Epcot. Let's go to Hollywood Studios. The easy ones, Fantasmic. We need a date, and probably that will be the thing that Disney would have for the, along with Tron, if it's the case, for the end of the year. I know the things with Fantasmic are moving pretty fine, and they're ready. It is only that they're using they're putting a new part, a new scene, a new segment in the show, and there's some difficulties on casting and getting things done there, but it is probably we'll have a date for Fantasmic. And the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue date. This is the restaurant that will be next to Toy Story Land, to the entrance there. From what I also could see and hear, is that it's also almost done. So let's wait for an announcement there from a date. Let's go to the second tier, which is the makes sense, but could be, it's not that easy to have to have a confirmation on that. But a Rock Roller Coaster update. Why I'm saying that? Because if we're thinking about Epic Universe and everything that is coming up from the competitor side, I think it's about time to rethink about Rock Roller Coaster. When it comes to the band itself, to Aerosmith, and because it's pretty dated, and it's obviously dated, because when you see them there in the attraction, and you see them in real life today, they're totally different. So that could be a chance to update. It would be an update for a new band, I don't know. Could be an update for a theme, for a movie, but that's also something that we need to keep in mind, because Rock Roller Coaster is moving closer to the need of an update. And there's another thing. There's a repair to be done in Tower of Terror. Okay, and Tower of Terror, it was working with one shaft for a long time. I don't know if it continues with the same thing, but out of the two shafts, only one was working. That's why you used to, the previous months we started to have bigger lines than the usual, is because they are operating in half of capacity. So yes, there's some requirements of maintenance and from some updates and repairs to be done in Tower of Terror. And again, when I'm bringing the necessity of repairs and updates, it's an opportunity. So if they have to shut down the attraction to repair or to update or to do the regular maintenance, let's take that time and that opportunity to revamp or to bring something new. And that's what I'm wishing, or saying that, not predicting, but that could be something that would not surprise me if that show up. That's the point. Okay, so these were the ones in light blue, and let's go to the crazy one in red, Indiana Jones. And it's again prime real estate, the area where you have the Indiana Jones show. Can we predict that something could be coming in that area? Yes, there's space enough for that. And again, with this thing looming in the horizon in 3 years, if Disney wants to be bold in D23, I would not be surprised if something like that show up. Okay, it is crazy. Yes, it's crazy, but you never know. Crazy, talking about crazy, let's talk about Animal Kingdom, because Animal Kingdom is the one that I don't have anything in navy, in dark blue, and anything on light blue. I will go to the crazy idea right away. But one thing is important to mention about Animal Kingdom is that it is a park that is in desperate need of additional rides. You see what happened with Animal Kingdom when you have, for instance, Expedition Everest doing refurbishment or with a shutdown or breakdown. So the park becomes, you start to feel in the park the need for additional capacity and additional rides. So they need to do, and they have something there that it's amazing space that is not being so well occupied for a long time. And I'm talking about Dinoland USA with the potential for some replacements there. And then goes the crazy part. What are the things that I could like to see replacing in that space, in that area? There's several things. From Zootopia, that I think is pretty hard to happen, because Zootopia is an IP that is being used in Shanghai, and Shanghai is they usually have a exclusivity agreement for 7 years. So they're building Zootopia right now. So I don't think it's probably, if they have that exclusivity agreement, it's hard to say, but there's always the chance. Also, something related to the Jungle Book is that something that was always being used in Animal Kingdom and could be explored in that area pretty well, or even up. And they say, Carlos, what up there? Can you imagine the whole landscaping that you had when they visit the land that they visit in up, with that fauna and the falls and things that they would be beautiful. But that's the crazier one, and then probably the one that I most like. It is, actually I forgot to put here. Replace Ice Age, because Ice Age is from Fox and something is from IP that you can have. But there's something that I actually I forgot to include in this slide, and I will bring it. I will talk to you. The one that I'm really wishing to see is Wakanda. Is to see Wakanda in that area. Can you imagine something with Wakanda, with Black Panther, but much more related to the jungle, to the landscape, to the fauna and flora of that land? Something that almost they did with Avatar, with Pandora, but doing something like that with Wakanda. That would be my wish for that. Well, so these were my not predictions, but the predictions / wish list for D23. Remember, I will be there. Don't forget to follow me there. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, to give the like for this video, and also to follow me here in YouTube and to press the little bell for the warnings every time I'm gonna be publishing something new or being live here. The live content from D23 will be held mostly in Ponto Orlando Instagram, so don't forget to follow me there. Okay, my dear friends, thank you very much. Again, I was so surprised and so happy with the results from our pilot episode that gave me strength and to already to update things. That mostly now everything is in English. So for those are brand new with me, bear with me. I know that my pronunciation is not that perfect, but that's part of the charm. Okay. So see you pretty soon, and don't forget to give the thumbs up. Bye bye.